Further, just a yard there.
M.J. Stewart in on the tackle. A 1-yard gain brings up 3rd and 6.
Set 18 Gator.
Cut. Check the hot read.
General West.
Jim.
From midfield, here's Locke. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, he's been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. Locke to throw for it on 4th. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Dayon Buchanan. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They'll run on 1st down. Barber. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Once again, it's Barber. On the stop that time, it was Josie Jewell.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down.
Slam.
This is Jones. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
Let's go.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Locke going to try and throw on 3rd down. And off his back foot, he'll heat. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Running game working, they'll stick with it on first down. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. They'll stay on the ground with Barber, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On third down, Winston. Flushed out right. And Brate, the tight end's got it. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. A big play that time for Tampa Bay. 41 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now Winston. Over the middle, it's complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. A beautiful fake. That one, a first down pickup of 8. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Now Jones. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Derek Wolfe there on the tackle. As we get late in this one, is altitude a factor for a visiting team in Denver? Is that something that's overplayed?
No, it's real, and I know a lot of the visiting teams like to downplay it because they don't want to get into the heads of their players, but you can't avoid it. As soon as you get to the locker room, you get to the stadium, they always post it in there. Welcome to Denver. Altitude 5,280 feet. The air is rare.
Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard.
And it's 3rd down.
Ready? Flag. What do you got? Let's go. Let's convert. Let's convert. Let's convert.
I got you, boy. You go tight.
Tommy.
You got tight right there. Check that.
They'll keep it on the ground. Barber. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up.
Check 99. Check 99.
Wait. Stop on
They'll run with Barber here, right side. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Peyton Barber, his 4th touchdown on the year as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Solid job up front, really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that will shave one more off this lead. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. On 2nd down and 4. Lock. A pass for Sutton is intercepted. Vernon Hargraves with a pick. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 40-yard line.
Ready? You ready? Hey, 5-0, 5-0, 5-0.
It's our time. It's our time. Now we go.
Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And this Bronco defense really selling out to stop the run, and it pays off. They get him behind the line twice in a row.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Check. You can sit right now.
3rd and long for Winston. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Bradley Chubb make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Here's Bradley Pinion now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Look at me. Door. 80 weapon.
Watch the eye.
Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Here we go. 60 outlaw. Hey, seam 6.
Everybody, Mike 20.
What we got?
To throw again on 2nd down. Lock. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
He wasn't ready. Hey, Duke.
It's now 2nd and 6.
Lock to throw. And this is incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
We got 3. Look out for number 30. Look out for number 30. There we go, Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20.
To throw his line. He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Locke. Eluding the pressure right. Now a desperation throw deep, and that's caught inside the 30. And he is finally out of bounds, but he gets all the way down right around the 20. A huge play there for Denver, 43 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
He don't want it.
Hey, Delta.
Rush in. Rush in. 45's the mic. 45's the mic.
Don't let him breathe. Ready?
Back to throw. Locke. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. McManus now for the extra point. It's up and good, and this now becomes a 24-21 ball game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
They come out here in the eye. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Ronald Jones, his 3rd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year as the Buccaneers tack on to their lead. Gay is on for the point after. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Makes the score Buccaneers 31, Broncos 21.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's going to be out of bounds on the return. Not a great return. They'll start back around the 17.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back, and then score again. But they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly. Then they'll take it from there.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Play action. Now it's Locke. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
And when with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Right here, right here. He's coming.
There.
Double up.
Shoot.
Now a give, right side. Barry. 2nd down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets them to 3rd and 3 now. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
218, chop it. Go out.
He's checking crack.
Be careful.
Now Locke. He's going to let it fly. That's caught inside the 20. And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. So they still need a miracle with a clock where it's at, but they get one piece to the puzzle done.
Still have hope. No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting, but I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. McManus's point after is good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So looking at this situation, you should have time for the onside kick and then at least one play. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
He's got the first down here inside the 30. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in